Sorry. Hi, today I'm going to be doing differences between America and Australia because I recently just came back from America with my family. We went for a month and it was my first ever overseas trip and I had the time of my life. It was freezing because it was winter, but it was so worth it. So yeah, let's start with that. The first thing I noticed when coming into America was, what was the first thing? The traffic lights, actually. So they had in LA, this was LA because we arrived in LA, that was the first, yep. Anyway, so it was traffic lights and they had 5 traffic lights, like, you know how we have 3? They had 5 lights on theirs. Have no idea why. Haven't looked it up why. That was just my first observation. Another thing was their speed limit. So when we were driving on the highway, freeway, motorway, whatever you want to call it, literally they would go any speed they want. There wasn't an indicator, there wasn't an indication to what speed you could go. I think it said it like every, like, you know how ours say it every, I don't know, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, it tells you how far speed you're meant to go. I think it said it like twice on this massive freeway, and they were just like, I think it said like 45 miles and they were going literally like 80 miles and I was like, I'm gonna lose my life today. But yeah, that was the thing I noticed. They didn't really stick to the speed limit. When we were in LA, this is when I first noticed it. We went into Barnes & Noble's, which is a bookstore. We were lining up and I don't read, it was my sister who was lining up to buy a book. Anyway, behind me was a guy with his dog. And I was like, you can bring dogs into a store? Like in Australia, you cannot do that. You can bring it into like the milk bar or something, but you can't bring them into like Target or whatever. So yeah, it was a massive dog too. It was like literally to my hip. Anyway, yeah, so they bring dogs, and then I noticed it in New York, bringing on this, oh, actually, New York is like a whole different planet. There are some interesting characters in New York. Like I said, you can bring dogs on there, you can bring whatever on there. But I loved New York, side note. Another thing I noticed was portions, food portions. That's like everyone says their portions are a lot bigger than they are, and trust me, they are. Their entree sizes are literally our main course. Another thing was they didn't have any frozen cokes at Macca's, and I was devoted because I love my frozen cokes and they had none. Although when I went to the cinema, they did have frozen cokes. They call them slushies. Anyway, they had frozen coke. This is like a small compared to what I had at the cinema. It was so wide. It was like this big. And bigger than my head. This is bigger than my head. Anything is bigger than my head. My head is tiny. But yeah, it was massive. The hospitality, amazing. Hands down, 100%. They are so genuine. They're so nice. They help you with anything, food related, anything. When you're in the restaurant, they're like, can I help you with this, that, this? And they were so sweet. On the other hand, retail, they could work on. Retail was not great. We went into Old Navy and we were buying something. We went to the cashier, the main cashier. There were a few other ones around, like little individual ones, but the main one, we were like, okay, there'll be people there so we can pay for our stuff. Nah, no one at the cashier there. So this guy, like employee, was like, oh, just go over there. I was like, okay, yep. How were we meant to know? We were meant to go over there. Anyway, so we went over there. Then they were like, oh, actually, nah, just get this employee to do it for you. And we were like, okay. And so we went over there. He didn't have his own desk or anything. He just had his phone that had like, you could put your card details in and just buy. And so we did that and then we left. It was a bit weird. But then me and my sister went to Forever 21. I always get it I don't know which one we don't have in Australia. Anyway, the one we don't have in Australia, Forever New, Forever 21, which whenever it is, we were in line buying something. There were 3 people at the registers. We're like, okay, yep, cool. And then when it came out to us, there was only 2 people left on the registers. And then when it was my turn to actually go and buy something, the woman took forever. She was like just folding something. And then she left. She just left. And I was just standing there like, She went off and they were having a staff meeting in the middle of the store while there were customers lining up wanting to buy stuff. Anyway, like 5 minutes later she came back and then she did my stuff. But it was just like, it was kind of rude because you have like customers lining up ready to buy something and you're just dilly-dallying, taking your time. Yes, so another road related thing is their indicators are also their brakes. So when they indicate, their brake lights, I don't know how to say this. So like when they indicate, it's the same color as their brake lights. Whereas ours is a different color to our brake lights. You get me? They also don't indicate very much over there. They just merge whenever they want, however they feel. They're just like, yep, we'll just go there. What was another difference? Obviously the accent. It was actually so cool because I don't know, it's just so cool listening to a different accent other than Australian. So that was cool. Although there are a lot of Aussies over there when we were doing like tours and stuff. This is a bit of a sad difference, but when we were in New York especially, there was a lot of homeless people, like a lot. In Melbourne we have a lot of homeless people, but this is just on another level in New York. And like my parents would always give them money if they asked for some, which is really kind. Like it's good do deeds sometimes. And there's a lot of homeless people in New York and it's freezing there at the moment. And I just can't imagine, you know, sleeping on the streets in this, like it's snowing, like it's freezing. I just can't imagine. Like it's really sad, but you just gotta help those people in a time of need. But overall, I absolutely enjoyed every second of America. And I'm doing, like, I've edited a video of the trip. It's not a lot, like I didn't film everything we did because I wanted to enjoy the experience. So I didn't really film much, but I will put together what I have. Hopefully that'll be good enough. And then I'll just put it up and see. Yeah. Thank you for listening. It was a bit of an all over the shop video. But thank you. Bye.